is whether Zion Williamson should shut it down. He's expected to be the number 1 pick in the upcoming NBA draft.
Definitely will be.
What does he have to gain by playing?
Nothing.
Now, I say you play because you're a competitor. Cakes is like, I'd shut it down.
You know what I'm in? If I'm Zion, I'm in brand preservation mode at this point.
Okay, but he could have done that 5 games ago.
Okay, but now with the injury changes things. Like, why would you risk further injury by going out and playing for a school that you're going to attend for 1 year?
Because he wants
loyalty or alliance with.
Well, he's got an alliance with his teammates and the coach. I'm sure he likes playing for him.
They're his teammates for one.
But he also
season.
wants to win a national championship. You think he doesn't?
He might. You know what he wants to be?
He definitely does.
He wants to be the number one
does he
pick
strike you as being competitive?
He
Because he strikes me as being competitive.
He wants to be the number 1 pick in the draft. That's what he wants.
Well, I still think he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Do you draw the line on an injury? Like, my point being, if he stubbed his toe,
yep.
Would you then shut it
painful.
down?
Look, I am fully on the side of the guys who, instead of going to the bowl games, unless it's for the national title, if you're going to go play in the Sun Bowl and you're a projected first-round pick, you don't go play in that stupid bowl game.
But
it's blow your knee out.
Okay, but should R.J. Barrett shut it down? He's supposed to be a top 3 pick.
No, he probably should
too. The entire Duke lineup should shut it down.
No, if you're a top 5 or 10 pick, you just get an insurance policy.
I agree with you.
That's simple.
That's
all you have to do.
But I'm saying,
you're Zion Williams. You go and you get insured for $15 million or whatever it is. You're likely not to have a career ender, but you could have something that could slow you down.
He's insured for $8 million if he falls below the 16th pick, which he could blow both knees out, and then he'd still be.
Yeah, well, I would get a different policy, but yeah. You could, you can work out your own.
I'd get insured for. I'd have another digit in front of that 8.
Well, I mean, you could get a $10 million insurance policy if you fall out of the top, whatever it is.
But I don't think Cakes is a pro shutdown. It doesn't matter about the insurance. He shuts them down no matter what.
I'm notoriously concerned.
Just get insurance policy.
You really are.
Like, would you shut somebody down if they got a bruise?
No, of course not.
A contusion.
No,
contusion is
being
stretching
ridiculous.
it.
He wouldn't do that.
That's stretching it. But any sort of sprain, which by the way is a small tear, shutting you down.
By the way, it would take a lot of people to get in his ear and say, hey, you need to sit it down. Because if it was just up to him, there's no way. I mean, he wants to go out there and play and compete.
I think.
But his parents, I'm sure, feel differently. Who knows if the parents are already talking to potential agents. They would all tell him, all right, you saw what you might risk. It's a tough decision.
Just put on a real pair of shoes. Those Paul George shoes.
Paul George Nikes.
Those were poop.
Yeah, but did he slip because of the shoe, or was there a wet spot on the floor? It looked like there was a wet spot.
I don't know why he slipped. All I know is his shoe exploded.
He's been wearing them all year.
Okay, well, you got to get a new model. Got to get a new model. I never saw Air Jordans explode like that.
His foot went through the bottom of the shoe or the side of the shoe?
Look at it. The whole foot came out. It was unbelievable.
I don't think it was the sole. It was like the side of it just kind of exploded.
Yeah.
Like right where it's attached.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you got to look at it.
I don't know.
I've seen it.
What would you do if you were his dad?
If I was his dad, I would have an insurance policy, and I would say, that's it. We're going to play 1 year, and we're going to...
What are the premiums on a $10 million insurance policy?
Doesn't matter.
The agent will pay it.
Maybe you borrow money. Maybe it's $100,000.
Well, yeah, but the agent can't pay it now.
Yeah, but you borrow money, and maybe it's $100,000.
That's what I'm saying. Who are you borrowing it from?
You go to the bank.
From an agent. And you just don't tell anybody. That's
okay.
I mean, you can get a loan for that. You can do
I guess. I'm just saying. I don't think it's
people do it all the time.
I understand that, but
that's the answer.
But they don't all do it.
No, but they should. But a lot of people do, and that's what you should do. And he already does, in fact, have an insurance policy for $8 million. Now, he's not going to fall below 16 unless he had like an Alex Smith injury, then maybe he would.
I just think it's rare when a basketball player has an injury like that.
Catastrophic injury like that. You can think of Sean Livingston, it happened. But even he came back. Everyone said he was done. And even he's had a nice 10, 12-year career.
He's had a really good career.
Look at Paul George.
Yeah.
Paul George might be the MVP of the league this year.
Yeah, but he didn't have it in college.
I'm saying in college.
No, but he had a devastating injury and was able to come back.
Well, so
sure.
Gordon Hayward.
Sure. But think about like high school guys or college guys that have catastrophic injuries that nuked their careers. It almost never happens.
Look, if I'm Zion, I would be precautious. So let's say he has some sort of an MCL tear, and they give him a timeline, and he could sneak back.
I wouldn't rush back.
March Madness. Right, I wouldn't rush back. You make sure everything's fine. But if it's a slight sprain and he can be up practicing today, why are you going to shut it down?
There's no chance he's practicing today.
He's not going to play.
Off the court
he probably won't
last
play
night.
for a couple weeks.
It might be a nothing.
You think he's practicing today?
There's no way he's practicing today. Of course
All
not.
I'm saying is it could be a nothing, Cakes. Just because a guy walks off one day doesn't mean you can't play the next day.
he's not going to play. He'll probably miss a few games. But that's not the point. Point is, what would you do if you were Zion? What would you do if you were the dad? Would you tell him, look, you know what? It's not worth it. Would you even come back for the tournament?
Yes.
Yeah.
If he was my son, I might tweak my insurance policy a little bit more. But yeah, I'd have.
You made a commitment. You maybe didn't make a 4-year commitment, but you made a
before
commitment
the injury. It was
with
before
those
the injury.
teammates and with the coach.
I'm assuming it's just a knee sprain and it's not a big deal.
Because if you pull out, you are letting your team down, your coach down, the university down, and you kind of signed up for it.
Let's see what the doctor says. Let's see what the tests say.
Let's see if he has a real injury, then I might. Yeah, I'm definitely not rushing him back. I promise you that.
No.